to celebrate the year that we've had, to share updates on the activities around us England, including the finance report, and also to consider any member resolutions, life member nominations, and appointments of elected directors. So I'd like to open the meeting. We don't have any formal apologies. I think they were expecting all the board to be with us. So
I think you said the apologies. Dana declined the meeting, so I think Dana.
Okay, with the exception of Dana.
Available. Yeah.
I can see Darren's here, so it looks like everybody else is here, so that's lovely. So let's then move on to the declaration of commercial interest or other interests. Has anybody got any membership, employment interest, or any other involvement that they need to declare? No. Okay, thank you. Let's take the minutes of the last meeting. There weren't any amendments to make, so I'm happy to take those as a true record of the last meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was held on the 20th of October last year. Okay, so now I'm delighted to be able to hand over to Natalie Justice Dunn and to share the reports from activities around England over the last 12 months.
Brilliant. Thank you. So I will be reading and looking a little bit, so just bear with me. There's too much for me to remember. So first of all, thank you everyone for attending and joining us tonight. As we reflect on the past year, I'm excited to share what Rounders England has taken bold steps to elevate our ambitions and redefine what's possible for our sport. We've updated our strategic framework with targets that reflect not just incremental growth, but transformational change. We did that at the beginning of the year as a review of our Rounders Reconnected strategy. So from that, we've doubled our participation ambition. So we've moved from 1 million to 2 million people playing Rounders annually. We've expanded our vision for our community engagement, shifting from 10,000 members to an engaged community of 100,000 people. So a bold ambition there in terms of people that are engaged within our community that we can communicate with. And also we do plan to introduce an exciting new competition structure. Originally we were looking at a national league structure, and we've tweaked that and slightly changed it to look at a national knockout cup instead, and we hope to launch the pilot phase of that by 2027. So that will obviously create a kind of pinnacle competition and moment for teams across England. Obviously, these aren't just numbers on a page. They represent our commitment to making Rounders accessible, competitive, and celebrated at every level, from grassroots play Rounders sessions to elite pathways, and from local clubs to national tournaments. I'll take you through the progress across our 5 strategic pillars, which are grow, engage, compete, champion, and our fielders. And let's dive into the highlights. So first one is around grow. As I said, our strategic goal has changed to 2 million people playing annually by 2032. And currently we're at around just under 1.4 million people. That shows from Active Live survey. So that kind of represents like incredible momentum for us and validates our grassroots first approach. So, you know, that's 67% completed, hence why we changed that at the beginning of the year, because we felt, well, we'd already kind of achieved what we originally set out to do, which is fantastic. Our Play Rounders programme, which is our kind of grassroots growth programme, operated across 35 venues this year across England, with just over 1,100 unique participants engaged through our inclusive community-based sessions, which totaled just under 5,400 total attendees, which is fantastic, you know, for the programme. This was run by 35 dedicated activators, delivering 368 sessions and just under 400 hours of Rounders activity. We celebrated 1 year anniversary at Burntwood, Chippenham and Hinckley, and it's proof that the programme is sustainable. University engagement this year, so we had our inaugural books competition. We celebrated last year that we've been agreed to enter into books. We had 24 teams in the inaugural competition this year, with 271 students engaged through that. Feedback was fantastic, and we'll be expanding next year. And obviously for us, expanding into higher education creates a new pipeline of players, coaches and advocates for the sport. So generally, in terms of grow, what does this mean? It means Playrounders is proving to be with strong retention a pathway from recreation to competition, and we have the foundation to accelerate to our 2 million target. Okay, the next one is engage. Again, like I said, we changed it to this year to have 100,000 people engaged through our sponsorship and social media, and basically people that we can communicate with. Our current achievement is, as you can see on the screen, 2,000. So we still have a long way to go on this one, but obviously we want to build this momentum, and this is the key thing here as well is we launched our new membership product earlier on this year, and that thankfully has landed really well. We've already reached our year one target, and we've got over 2,000 members. So hopefully, obviously when we come to do a review after 12 months of the new membership package, hopefully we'll see that it is landing well for our community and our membership, which is fantastic. But as I said, we've still got a long way to go on this one. We've got 121 registered teams and 7 affiliated leagues. But yet, what we're showing, and for our research, we've got over 400 unaffiliated teams across England. So that's a challenge, but also a huge opportunity for us. Hence why we want to keep this. We'll be involved with this ambition. So it represents a 22% affiliation rate. So the more we can grow that, and the more we can support those teams and leagues, then the better. And we can communicate with them on, obviously, the growth of the sport and the growth of the organisation. So we've got opportunities there to grow that. That's the opportunity that we have. Obviously, the other opportunity through our rounders, players, participants as well, and immediate conversion and an opportunity for social media engagement. So the key achievements we've got is, like I said, 121 now, 121 registered teams, and 7 leagues, which is fantastic, based on our new membership program. The other thing that is quite key for us as well is our activators and our awards in terms of our key achievement with engagement with our membership, that our Leeds Playrounders program won the Community Award of the Year. So it goes to show that kind of engagement and that sustainability goes all the way through. So we've got the participants, so we've got the programs and the pathways. We just now need to focus on that conversion, turning players into followers and unaffiliated teams into members and casual participants into engaged community members. Okay, next pillar is compete. Strategic goal there, as I said, is moved into a national knockout cup to be in place by 2032. So hopefully, obviously, piloting before that. Our competition infrastructure is really strong this year. Obviously, we've got the Books University Series that launched with 24 university teams. We had team regional qualifiers and national finals at an all-time high. Again, we had the school nationals. Again, that grew across 4 days this year, which was fantastic. And then we also had open event, which had 6 Playrounders teams playing in that, which was fab. And we also had our first league representative event. So in terms of that competition structure, that's growing all the time. We've had a fantastic year for that. In terms of our talent pathway, we have the 3 established regional hubs, engaging over 140 players through those, through those 3 hubs. And in 2026, we are really hoping that we can launch a southern hub as well to kind of get something going down there. So that's definitely a priority for us in terms of that expansion. We're hoping for that kind of 4-hub structure to provide that comprehensive talent identification and development program. So basically having that kind of competition ecosystem that serves at every level. If you think of maybe through to the talent pathway, you can start off at a play rounders session or at a school session, join a team and play competitively, pursue coaching and umpire qualifications, attend events or player development days, earn a golden ticket and maybe at a regional hub competition, and then to the talent pathway, and then hopefully England team when that gets redeveloped again in the future. So that kind of ecosystem that serves at every level, from children to university students to elite athletes, and the National Knockout Cup will be a pinnacle of that structure as well, creating like a great moment for rounders in England. Champion is the next one. And this obviously key is around raising the profile and recognition of rounders. So currently we think we're building momentum through partnerships and visibility. As you see on there, last year for 2024-25, we were awarded NGB of the Year at the Sports Business Awards, something that we're really proud of, beating some large and influential, not just UK, but global organisations. And I think if there was a camera on Catherine and Natalie around the table when we won that award, I think it would have been a shocked face, but a great moment, and a great moment for the sport that is again is just showing that profile that we're chasing as well. In terms of workforce, we're now accredited through SIMSPA accreditation, which enhances the professional credibility of our coaches and umpires. We've had 327 learners qualified through coaching, umpiring and leadership programs. And we're building the infrastructure needed to support the participant growth at scale, which is obviously now we've got the learning platform, and we've developed to make that kind of learning process a whole lot easier. We've looked at quite a lot of cross-sport collaboration as well in terms of championing our sport. So we worked with the RFU around the Women's Rugby World Cup, around some of our play rounder session, and that was a strategic position, but obviously around that participation of people around the rugby clubs, which was a huge success, and hopefully we'll be continuing those partnerships further. Community recognition as well, with Leeds play rounder session winning the community award, and obviously our awards program that we had at the national finals with our award winners. And thanks obviously to all the community for all your nominations for those. It's always a really kind of important and nice thing that we're able to do. The other key thing for us is about sharing and knowledge sharing. So we've got a Play Rounders webinar in November where we hope to reach out to other active partnerships, other organisations across the sector, so we can grow Play Rounders even further. So really championing it at that level is quite key. So what kind of does that mean in summary for Champion is that we're strategically positioning rounders alongside major sports, building credibility through professional partnerships, and celebrating the grassroots heroes who make our sport inclusive and accessible. And every partnership, every award, every social media post raises the profile of rounders. So please keep doing what you're doing. Okay, and then just to the last slide, I think is the last one, but is around our fielders, which are governance, digital and partnerships. Some key things around governance is our aim is to maintain excellence in governance, digital infrastructure and strategic partnerships. So for governance is that we are fully compliant and in a really positive place with that. So we maintain the compliance with Sport England's Code for Sport Governance, Tier 3 compliance, which is fantastic for us. We have a clean sport commitment, so we are continuing to meet the UK AD, UK anti-doping clean sport requirements, so we're fully compliant there. Our board development, we implemented and refreshed board skills matrix, ensuring the appropriate expertise and diversity at all levels. With some succession planning in place, we welcomed a member of our youth advisory board at a board meeting last week, which was fantastic. I think the other thing as well around that is around our part of our coach sport governance. There we are. Part of that, our diversity inclusion action plan was signed off earlier on this year as well. So that's kind of an exciting part of what we're doing as well, is just really trying to actually show how inclusive and how important equality is to Rounders England. So that was signed off by Sport England as part of that as well, which was a key moment for us this year as well. In terms of our digital infrastructure, we've developed our digital systems to support play rounders tracking and programme delivery. And we've also developed a club finder on the website, which includes postcode and local information searches. So hopefully people find that useful. And this year we've had some important strategic partnerships around the Women's World Cup and RFU, which I've already mentioned, the Simsbury accreditation, our partnership with books, but we've also launched partnership with Sport in Mind, which is obviously around mental health awareness in sports, and also Sense around sensory rounders. So there's some really exciting developments there. Our challenge key is around identifying new and commercial partners. That's kind of a big priority for next year. So what this means is strong governance isn't just about compliance, it's about building trust and ensuring sustainability and creating the foundation for our growth. Our Tier 3 status and UK anti-doping compliance protect our funding and our reputation, our athletes. But our partnerships amplify our reach and credibility. And together with the fielders, they catch everything that comes our way and keeps Rounders England operating at the highest standards. So as we look ahead, just as I close, we're clear on our priorities for next year. Building the connections with those 417 unaffiliated teams to strengthen our community and the support that we give. Continue to grow play rounders and to accelerate the participation growth. Launching of the Southern Talent Hub, hopefully next year, to complete that national coverage. Developing and looking at how we look to develop the National Knockout Cup structure. And the last one, hugely about investment. You know, we are a small NGB with a huge footprint of opportunity. It's something that we're really proud of, but we need that additional investment into the sport in order to maximise the opportunities that we have. Our focus will be on growing our community and membership, as well as developing and executing our commercial strategy and new partners. So we're 67% of the way to our participation target, and we've got the programmes, the pathway and the people. Now it's about conversion, expansion and elevation. So thank you everybody for your continued support. And together we're not just growing a sport, but we're building a community. And we'll just move through those slides that I've talked through.
Yeah. Thank you. It's good to see them summarised.
I think that's the video, but I don't know if anybody can hear that.
No.
Yeah.
But it brings to life so much of what you've talked us through.
I think Natalie's going to start it again, but if it doesn't, then we can obviously it can go out.
Okay.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Don't know why you can't hear the music. I can hear the music. It sounds lovely.
We can all choose our own soundtrack from it.
Absolutely. Let me try one more time. Can you hear that?
No.
No.
So I think as it's just going through, I mean, I'd just like to say thank you to Natalie and all of the team at Rounders England. And thanks for the structured approach that's helping develop the solid foundations that we can grow on. It's really interesting over the year to have seen how we're developing and to hear that together.
On that, we realised that it went over to America.
No, it's not. It's quite glitchy as well, I think, Natalie.
And also to say thank you as part of it, because this is a team sport and everyone is playing their part. So thanks to all the staff, the leagues, the teams, the umpires, the coaches, the players who are all part of this movement.
Thank you.
Once this finishes, Pete, I think we'll be handing over to you, if possible, to give us a précis of the finance report and to receive the draft audited accounts for 24-25.
If I didn't win, I guess we'll never know.
Thanks, Natalie.
Okay, evening everyone. Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Natalie. I'll just spend a couple of minutes just summarising the financials from the last financial year. What you can see in front of you is the draft accounts for the year ended 31st of March 25. They are still potentially subject to one or two minor tweaks, but they're probably pretty much there. So in summary, if I kind of start at the top and we look at the revenue, we are broadly sort of flat to the previous year. We're starting to see the impact of some of the investments that I'll come on to shortly coming through the revenue line. So we are starting to see that sort of positive growth, as you can see from the sort of the totals there. You've got on 2025, you've got 125,700, about halfway down, versus 110,000 in revenue from the previous year. We then have the impact of the grants, which is slightly up year on year from 457 to 487. So from a revenue perspective and an income perspective, broadly consistent year on year. What we have done is we've made sort of intentional strategic investments into our cost base, with a view to growing the sport from a membership and a participation perspective as well over the sort of coming years. So these investments have been made now, and we'll hopefully see those come to fruition kind of in the next few years. But what you're seeing in front of you is the sort of the short-term impacts of those, so that you can see the very bottom right, the surplus that we had last year of around 14,000, reducing to a deficit of around 32,000 for the financial year just closed. So there is a bit of a step back, and that's due to the increase in the costs as a result of those investments that have been made. The only additional point to make on the finances is the cash position. So the cash position, again, in line with what we're seeing in the income statement, has reduced versus this time last year from about 174,000 to about 115,000. It's still a healthy balance, but we are continuing to monitor it, and we'll monitor it over the winter months very closely. So all in all, a reasonable year, and we can stand behind the investments that we've made, and we can start to see the positivity coming through, and hopefully that will be reflected in future years as we see the revenue line grow even more. That was it from a financial perspective. The next item on the agenda is to reappoint the auditor. So the proposal is to reappoint I.R. Collins, and that's the proposal for the next financial year.
Great, accepted. Thank you, Pete. And I know we're looking at that going forward. Okay, so the next item we have is looking at member nominations and life members. So we had no No member resolutions to discuss at this stage, so we'll move straight on to life members and vice presidents. So, as this slide says, the position of a life member is honorary, and it's nominated by fellow members and granted by the Rounders England board every 4 years to acknowledge the contribution individuals have had. This year we had 4 nominations for the membership, and we've reviewed them and we've decided to grant life membership to in no order, but to firstly Claire Prendergast. Claire has been nominated by fellow West Yorkshire League representatives. So congratulations to all the members who've just been listed: Claire Prendergast, Daniel Collins, Roni Tinsley, and Dana Abdul Karim. So Claire, just to say a bit on that, congratulations, Claire. You were nominated by fellow West Yorkshire League representatives. We know from the application and from all the experience of the Rounders team working with you that you live and breathe Rounders. You chair the Rounders West Yorkshire Rounders League and with skill and dedication on a voluntary capacity. And you've grown Rounders in West Yorkshire to an incredible 54 league teams. Somehow in amidst that, you find time to play and captain Spen Valley Vixens and also tutor for Rounders England and pass on the knowledge to the wider Rounders community. Second on that list mentioned is Daniel Collins. Congratulations, Daniel, and welcome to the Life Membership group. You were nominated by fellow members of Ipswich Ravens. The submission was that you continually commit time, energy, and belief to Rounders whilst juggling a full-time job, studying for exams, and supporting your wife. You make all players feel like they are seen, regardless of ability or experience. And locally a huge advocate for Rounders, including this year arranging the charity Rounders tournament to raise money for the Ipswich Baby Bereavement Group, a cause we know is very close to your heart. We know you've taken the Ipswich Ravens from a social club to national finalists, maintaining a positive and welcoming environment that prioritises the players' well-being and, most importantly, fun as well. So well done. Congratulations, Daniel. Then Roni Tinsley, you were nominated by fellow national umpires. So Ronnie is a player, umpire, committee member and club organiser, an absolute enthusiast of our sport, having been involved with Rounders for over 40 years. Started playing in the early days of the Leicester League back in the 80s, and currently the captain and the linchpin of the local league team. Since retiring from teaching a few years ago, she's been a valued member of our Rounders England umpiring team, officiating at various events around the country. And they had no hesitation in proposing Ronnie as a life member. So welcome, Ronnie. And finally, Dana Abdul Karim, who's been nominated by the talent players. Dana's been involved in elite Rounders for many years and also currently serves on the Rounders board. She's a significant figure in the Rounders scene, known for being the first hijabi Muslim to represent England in any sport, earning 67 caps for the England team. Been a player, captain, coach, various England teams, and is now involved in developing the talent pathway. And I know the Rounders England staff really value her input into that. So Dana is an inspiration to all women in any sport, and her days are filled with teaching in a school, followed by helping to train the talent players. So that's great news, and congratulations and welcome to all of them. We've got one more to add tonight to explain about the looking at a vice president. So this role is honorary, and for individuals who've held a board position and have contributed greatly to the work of the board and Rounders England during their tenure. This has been nominated by fellow members of the serving Rounders England board, and again only happens every 4 years. Vice presidents are recognised for their strategic contribution to the development of Rounders and to the NGB. And I think it's no surprise that we would like to grant Dr. Georgina Crossman, George, known for everybody, as our Vice President. So thank you so much for all your work, George. 8 years, long service, really such valuable support as we built the strategy and helped and really done so much work in the governance side of it as well. Giving 100% to everything she did. She's overseen and been part of huge change across the organisation, growth and development, and has always been completely led by her values and in doing what's right for the sport. She's held loads of roles across it as vice chair, chair of the Development and Engagement Appointment Committee, chair of the Talent Working Group, and been involved in many new appointments in the team as part of the Nominations Committee. So as a thank you for George, for the guidance, the challenge, the support to many of us, and for leading with passion and integrity. Thank you ever so much, George. And part of us, that takes us to the elected directors. So today we're also going to be announcing a couple of elected directors. So as you're aware from the AGM pack, we're saying goodbye to 2 elected directors from the Rounders England board. So we just talked about George, and also Brett Bader stepped back over the past year. So it resulted in 2 vacancies on the board that were open for member nominations as per our Articles of Association. And I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that we received 2 very worthy candidates for the vacancies that will go through unopposed tonight. So we'll just explain who has been selected. So I'm thrilled to welcome Nicola Weeks and Claire Prendergast to the Rounders England board. Brilliant, delighted to have you. So just to say a little bit about the 2 hugely experienced experts, Rounders experts, and wider skill set that will be welcoming onto the board. Nicola's been involved in Rounders for over 20 years, first playing for the England under 13s back in 20, and progressed through the ranks to captain the full England squad as a senior. Nicola now plays an active role as a player in the talent squad and as part of the working group developing the talent hubs, which has been so important. Nicola is committed to supporting the next generation by strengthening grassroots participation, championing the reintroduction of Rounders into schools, something we know is really important, and helping shape a future where everyone feels welcome to play. Nicola believes that together we can keep the spirit of Rounders thriving and inspiring for years to come. I can't wait to work with you, Nicola. Also, Claire, delighted to welcome you on to the board as well. Claire's got over 25 years of involvement in Rounders as a player, umpire, coach and tutor, and brings a comprehensive understanding of the sport at all levels. Claire currently runs the league, which we talked about, managing 56 teams and over 900 women throughout the season. She's going to help us ensure that the voices of the Rounders community are genuinely heard, while actively engaging with stakeholders and partners to strengthen the sports profile. I think you'll all agree that they are absolutely brilliant additions to the board, and I can't wait to welcome them to the next meeting. Thank you.
Catherine, I don't know if do you want me to, or Nicole or Claire, do you want me to just allow because it feels funny talking to somebody like, doesn't it? Shall I just allow their camera and mic in case so they can just say hello?
Definitely.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Right, I won't be a moment.
And we'll be reaching out over the next few weeks to...
Absolutely, all the paperwork will be coming your way. Right.
So they are officially appointed. So I think we're drawing to the close of the meeting. So I think it's... Hello, Nicola. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, that's better. It felt a bit weird that you just being there and it being all blank, but no, so thank you and welcome.
So thank you so much. And yeah, just really excited and very honoured to be a part of the board, and just really excited for the future and working with everyone on the board as well.
Yeah, I can say the same. Really looking forward to it. So thank you.
Perfect.
Can I also just say thank you for my vice presidency, because I didn't know whether that was appropriate or not at the point, but thank you very much. I've just put a comment in the chat to say welcome to Nicola and Claire. They are both going to be fantastic ambassadors for Rounders. They already are fantastic ambassadors for Rounders, so I feel very confident in passing the baton on to them. But I'd like to just say thank you to everybody who I've worked with across the time that I've been a board member. And I'm very sad to be stepping down at this point, because I think the sport is about to go kind of a lot bigger than it already has been. I just feel privileged to have been involved. So I'm wishing you all the best, and I will watch with interest and enthusiasm to see how things go forward. So thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
George.
you. Thanks, George. And then it's just now to move to any other business, Natalie?
No, nothing come through prior to the meeting, so
Okay, well,
Nope.
thank you. That ends the formalities of the meeting. So thank you very much, everyone. We've got some dates to pop in your diaries for next year.
yeah.
Team regionals.
Yeah, and obviously that early bird offer. So yeah, get your bookings in.
Brilliant. Thank you. And have a lovely evening, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.